Welcome to the Las Vegas Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And now, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, University of California, Davis.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Devin. I am an admissions analyst from UC Davis. I'm also an alumni from the class of 2015. Excited to share a little bit more about UC Davis with you. We are located, pretty centrally located in Northern California. You can see we're just outside of Sacramento, about 20 minutes away. You can also see that we're within 2 hours of various destinations in the Bay Area. So you can see San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland is nearby as well. And then if you want to look for kind of that more outdoorsy, we have Napa Valley, we have Lake Tahoe, and then Yosemite as well. So we're kind of right in the middle of everything. We are the northernmost UC campus, which I do like to share as well. And we are close to an airport. So the Sacramento airport, it's a really great airport, really great getting where you need to go. So I do like to share that as well. So we do have a variety of different rankings for our campus. A lot of you probably know of us as being a vet school. So we're first in the world for vet medicine. We're also the top ranked for agriculture and various plant and animal programs. We do have entomology, so we do have ants as well, but we also are top ranked for a variety of different ways that we support our students, whether it's being an affordable elite college, whether it's supporting our students of color, international scholars, or even women in STEM. We're top ranked across the board. You can see here our student to faculty ratio, and about half of our students engage in various research and projects outside the classroom. And currently we're ranked 5th amongst public universities in the nation, but overall we're consistently ranked in the top 10. My favorite ranking is the fact that we're the 3rd greenest university in the world. So 29% of our food for the dining commons, which is where our resident students eat, is sustainably grown. Which I think is cool. We also have up to 20,000 bicycles on campus every single day. So those things, in addition to the fact that we have a variety of LEED certified buildings, so buildings that are super eco-friendly and green, as well as solar panels and all kinds of other things, make us just super green, super healthy, and good for the environment. We do have 4 undergraduate colleges. So you can see our College of Ag and Environmental Sciences. That's kind of our initial claim to fame, where a lot of those top ranked programs I mentioned earlier are going to be housed. We have our College of Biological Science, which is where a lot of our students interested in pre-med end up majoring. It's our smallest college, but it's definitely very mighty. It also has health professions advising, which is actually for students in any major, but mostly our students in biosci end up using this service to help with preparation for various graduate program and med school apps, vet school, dentistry, nursing, all these different programs. They support students getting internships and research. They match them with peers, all kinds of different ways to support students who are interested in any sort of health science field, which is cool. We have our College of Engineering, and I always like to share that we have a former NASA astronaut on our engineering faculty. And then lastly, we have our College of Letters and Science, and this is where students interested in arts, humanities, social sciences, or physical sciences would major. So everything from design to geology to psychology and everything kind of in between there is kind of being our letters and science. I also like to share that we are a true college town. So you can see the Davis campus, and it's backed up right up against the downtown area. So our campus is absolutely huge. I mentioned earlier that we have a lot of bikes on campus. We actually have the largest UC campus. So of all the UC campuses, ours is about a little over 5,300 acres. So it's absolutely massive. And you can see the downtown areas right next to it. There's lots of different shops and eateries and all kinds of different things down there. And the big, I think, attraction is our farmers market. So in that Central Park area right there, it's a big, beautiful park, and twice a week we have a farmers market. So Saturday mornings, you can grab some breakfast, do some, weekly shopping get some fresh produce, or you can come on Wednesday afternoons, evenings, get some dinner, hang out with friends, enjoy live music. So there's a lot of really great perks to having such a cute college town. Then the last thing I want to share is that we do have a variety of virtual events for our prospective students. So if you're interested in learning more information about Davis, about admission requirements, about filling out the UC application, we have all kinds of different virtual events, including a virtual tour if you wanted to check that out. But definitely check out our website, undergrad admissions. Should be just admissions.ucdavis.edu. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much everything. If you guys had questions, I didn't mention any admissions requirements. You may hear about some other ones from UCs, but the minimum requirements for UC are going to be a 3.4 GPA for non-residents, and you need to have the A through G subject courses completed. So if you have questions about that, the general UC admissions website is a great place to go. And otherwise, that's all I have for you.
Great, thank you so much for the information. At this time, our next presenter, just want to make sure I'm able to share the slide. Here we go. Our next presenter, that is, excuse me. Sorry. Our next presenter is University of California, Merced.
Good day, everyone. I hope everybody's doing very well tonight. My name is Juan Carlos Lopez. I'm an admissions advisor for the University of California, Merced. Let me see if I can get here going. Excuse me for a second. First of all, we are part of the family of the University of California system. We are actually the newest campus in the UC system. We are located in the Central Valley of California, right in smack in the middle, or in this case for us, we call it in the heart of California. One of the things I would tell you that's really true about our campus is that we are located in the middle of agriculture country. It doesn't mean that we're an agriculture university. That's up to our neighbor up the street. But for the most part, students who attend UC Merced, they do take advantage of the resources and support that's there. So being the newest campus, a lot of people would think that we don't have a lot of resources or a lot of things going on our campus. As a matter of fact, we do. If you think about where we rank as far as the growth that we have on our campus and how we are going to grow as a campus, because being part of the University of California makes it even an important factor for our campus. When we look at the distribution of our students who attend our campus, again, being a new campus, less than 1% of our students are from out of state or international students, but we do have less than 10,000 students on our campus. So one of the things about having less than 10,000 students on our campus is this. I like to think that UC Merced can actually give you kind of a private school kind of a feeling with a public outcome. And when you think about that, you're going to have a lot of connections with the professors and the students on campus in order for you to really get a sense of your career path and what have you. But one of the things about our campus too is that we encourage a lot of students to be involved with a lot of the research that is known for the University of California and what we do as a campus. And as we grow, we want to make sure that we also provide programs that are offered to the students who are looking for those. Now, one of the things that makes our campus also unique is that we do have 3 colleges on our campus. We have a College of Engineering, a College of Natural Sciences, and a Humanities College. One of the things that our campus, we're not necessarily an impacted university, meaning that we're limited onto how many students can be admitted to our campus. But we do have a lot of opportunities for you as a whole in regards to what you could do. We also allow students to actually move around within the first 2 years. And we also allow students to actually apply it as an undeclared major going into our campus. And the reason for that is because 80% of the time when students attend the university within the first 2 years, they'll change a major 3 times. And that's perfectly fine. Our most sought out programs on our campus is basically computer science, mechanical engineering, biological sciences, management, business economics, and psychology. The newest program that we added this year, and we're excited, is actually civil engineering. Along with these majors, we also have about 25 minors. If you're thinking about going into other aspects of studies, we can actually help you with that. One of the things that we are doing very well this year, and because we are going through this whole thing in the country, let alone the world, we've added a new way of learning on our campus. It's called UC Dance. In this UC Dance, we provide opportunities for undergraduate students to create friendships, to engage with professors and faculty and staff in order to them to connect as a community. And that's one of the things that UC Merced does very well. Because we're small enough, professors get to know who you are. and let alone at the same time, you get to actually work with them. So this UC Merced Dance actually gives you the support, the connections, the lifelong learning, and the community that's involved with our campus. Our campus, again, being the smallest, is going to give you a lot of opportunities for resources. Our campus has over 200 clubs and organizations, and out of those 200 clubs and organizations, you could actually, if you can't find one that you don't like, you could actually create your own. All you need is 3 friends. But one of the things about our campus is that if you think about the students who attend UC Merced, the campus itself is in the city it's called the city of Merced. There's about 80,000 residents, but one of the things that you're going to find out about the city of Merced is very diverse. We do have a lot of Middle Eastern, we do have a lot of Indian population and Polynesian population, along with the Latino population. So in many ways or another, UC Merced is very, very diverse. One of the things that UC Merced actually has is that we have a relationship with Yosemite. And that means that we allow students to go do research and do the leadership program that is offered all over there on our campus. Let alone, we do also offer sports for our students to actually balance out their academics with what they do in the classroom. We belong to the NAIA conference. We do have 4 sports: men's and women's basketball, cross country, soccer, and volleyball. And the best thing about being part of the NIA is basically, if you think you're good enough for any of these sports, you could just walk on and try out for some of these sports. If that's not your thing, then you could do club sports, intramural sports, or outdoors adventure. Once again, because we do have a relationship with Yosemite, you're allowed to basically go out hiking, camping, rock climbing, or fishing if that's what you want to do. Again, being the newest campus is something that we're going to be growing as we go forward in regards to the university. We just opened up a brand new pool. We're planning to add a water polo and a tennis and a golf team to our campus. Eventually, what we're going to be doing is it maybe apply to the NCAA. That's in the future. At this point, that's what we're going to be doing. This is what the campus looks like as of today. We opened up 2 brand new dormitories, student services center and a conference center, and of course that pool. One of the things that you should know about UC Merced, we could actually accommodate 12,000 students, but we're not going to do that because we want to make sure that we have the resources and support for our students to be successful. And UC Merced does a very good job in making sure that our students graduate on time and they follow the career path as they move forward in their education. And one of the things that a lot of you would consider this, and my colleague from Davis already talked to you about, that you need to have at least a 3.4 and above GPA, along with your what they call the A through G, the 15 courses in 2 years of history, English, science, and what have you. So you're going to look at that. And one of the things that we're not going to look at is your tests. We're going to be test optional. Either you want to submit your test scores or not. That's up to you. It's not going to affect you. You're still going to have full consideration for admissions. Okay. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Have a good night. If you have any questions, please do ask.
Thank you so much. And our next institution is University of California, Irvine. Also just want to remind you, if you have any questions, please drop those into the Q&A. And if you have questions for a specific institution, please add that institution's name to that question. And I'll pass it on to UC Irvine.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Brian Ju. I'm one of the admissions officers at UC Irvine. Let me just give you a quick overview of our campus here. As you can see from this kind of infographic here, we're one of the top 10 public universities. We're 5 miles from the beach. We have over 150 majors and minors. We're also one of the top 5 most applied to universities in the US. So we actually get a lot of applications. You can see our undergraduate student numbers is about 30,000 students, as well as about a third of all Fortune 500 companies are located in Irvine. So what I want to do during this time is to just give you kind of the top 6 reasons why UC Irvine should be a choice for you. So we'll see if I can kind of run through all these really fast here. So number 1 is location. You can see we're right in Southern California in Orange County right there. We're in the hub of it. We're right in between LA and San Diego. You can see there's a lot of activities from beach, which is 10 minutes away. Our housing areas, we're a very kind of suburban campus. We also have a little park that's about 10 miles away called Disneyland. So if anyone's been ever on that side, this is where we're located, is right in Orange County there. So definitely a lot of fun activities to do. The weather is also very temperate and coastal. So all of our housing that you see in the area below that, they actually don't have air conditioning because it's really not needed for most of the year. You can see there's 281 sunny days per year, and we're only about 10 minutes from the beach. The other thing that's really important to know is that Irvine is consistently ranked as one of the top 10 safest cities in America based on the FBI crime statistics. This is our 14th year in a row where we're in the top 10. So just knowing that you're also not only in a really fun and great location, but it's also a really, really safe environment. The number two thing that I think is important is just the interdisciplinary approach to our academics. And what this means is that with the 30,000 undergraduates, 6,000 students, even though it sounds like a big campus, it actually doesn't feel like a big campus because our campus is designed in this circle here. So you can see everything kind of surrounds this 21-acre park in the middle, and all of the academic buildings you see are on this circle. And so by design, the campus is meant to actually allow you to interact with a lot of students. When I was a student at UCI, I never felt like I was at a large university because you would walk this ring in between classes and you'd always run into people you knew. The other nice thing about this is that we actually encourage all of our academic units to talk with each other. And so you actually combine a lot of different majors. So in a lot of ways, you can actually design your own program and coursework. And we want you to cross-discipline that. So if you're an art major and you want to get into business, you can double. If you wanted to be an engineer and a biologist, you can actually do that with biomedical engineering. So all of our academic programs are listed under these 14 schools here and programs. So we have everything from the arts to computer science, to education, to engineering, business, biological sciences, health sciences, social sciences, physical, humanities. And of course, if you don't know what to pick from because we have so many majors, undecided, undeclared is one of the best majors to choose from because we actually prepare you and give you a taste of everything so that you can do that. We also allow you to kind of combine any types of minors. So all of our academic counseling and resources are encouraged so that you can actually kind of try out other disciplines and other majors and you wouldn't be put behind in any of your classwork. So number three is that working in Orange County, like I said before, Orange County has a third of all the Fortune 500 companies have a building within Irvine and that area. You'll recognize a lot of the company logos and names. I can actually name an alumni to all of these companies right here. So anywhere from the tech area to entertainment, to computer game science here, to business, to health sciences. We are in a great area and location. We often call it kind of like the Silicon Coast of Orange County here, where you can get involved on any of those companies and get really, really good internships. A lot of companies come here. We have 3 college fairs a year where they actually encourage students to come and apply to these companies and jobs. So number 4 is our return on investment. There's just a lot of resources and I think the organization of the campus really sets yourself up so that you can actually succeed and stay. 94% of our freshmen end up staying after their first year. And if you look at 69% of our students graduate after 4 years and 85% after 6 years. Most students take about 4 1/4 to graduate, so 4 years and then 1 extra year. But it really depends on your major, and it really depends on other things that you're doing. A lot of students double major, like I said before. A lot of students take up minors, or they actually participate in abroad programs where you can study for a quarter, a semester, or an entire year, either in UCDC or one of our over 30 countries that we partner with the rest of the UC campuses. So it's a great opportunity for you to, I think, not just have a great education at a great location, but it's also a step up so that you can actually get your foot into the door with any of the career choices and companies that you're looking for, or even go on to any professional school. So we do have our own med school, our own law school, our credential program. We just opened a school of pharmaceutical sciences. So it was one of the first schools of pharmacy that's opened in California in the last 40 years. The other thing is alumni success here, just talking about your transition into a lifelong access to career services. UCI graduates are typically top ranked among public universities, and you join a network of over 200,000 alumni, and also, of course, the 1.8 million plus UC alumni. I think in California and a lot of the rest of the country, the University of California name brand goes a long way. And so you would be part of that by graduating from one of our universities. Number 5 here is the Anteater Spirit and active student life. We are part of NCAA Division I. Basketball is probably our main sport. We were pretty much on the way to the NCAA tournament before everything kind of got cut off this past year, but the last 5 years we made to the NCAA tournament twice here. Over 600 clubs and organizations to get involved in. What you see here is our student body getting involved with the world's largest dodgeball event for a Guinness Book of World Records. So that's just typically of what our students engage in. And then finally, we're number 6 is really just our diversity and inclusion. UCI ranks 6th in the US for awarding bachelor's degrees to minority students. You can see our diversity profile here as well as resources. If you feel like you identify with any of these communities, we have that for you. So we have an out-of-state brochure right here. If you want to check it out, or if you want to give us more information, you can pull out your phone and scan this QR code. But other than that, I encourage you to ask any questions in the Q&A, and thank you for listening to me for these past 6 minutes. That was really fast.
Yes, thank you so much. And the next institution is University of California, San Diego. Again, just reminding, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop those questions in the Q&A. So I'll hand it over to UC San Diego.
Thank you, Annabelle. Hello, everyone. My name is Corey. I'm an admissions officer at UC San Diego. I'm also a former student at UCSD. So, you know, I lived it. I walked the halls. If you guys have any questions, again, go ahead and put them in the Q&A. Or as you can see on the screen, you can sign up for a virtual advising session. This is a one-on-one session with an admissions officer like myself, or you can send an email down to admissions reply there on the bottom of the screen. We only have 6 minutes, so I'm going to go pretty fast. But here in San Diego, we are called America's Finest City. Our campus here at UC San Diego is pretty big. It's about 1,200 acres, which for comparison size is about 2 Central Parks in New York City. But our campus, while it is pretty big, it is accessible. We have our own shuttle system here at UC San Diego. Students often bike or do electric skateboards or scooters. They're very popular now. This picture that you see in the background is taken down at our Scripps Institute of Oceanography. It's where a lot of our marine biology students, for example, spend a lot of their time. Again, the beach is just 10 minutes away, as you see here on the screen. If you guys want to get away from, you know, the desert, definitely come to San Diego because you will have the beach with the nice weather year round. Here at UC San Diego, we offer over 140 different majors across 8 different discipline areas. I obviously don't have time to go through them all, but the key takeaway here is that if you are interested in a capped major, these are the programs that you see in blue on the screen, you will want to put it as your first or second choice on the application when you apply to UC San Diego. If you have more questions or want to see more of the majors that we offer, definitely visit our admissions website at admissions.ucsd.edu, where you can easily navigate and find more information about not just our majors and disciplines, but all of our colleges and admissions requirements, etc. Won't spend too much time on this slide as well, but just know that UC San Diego is a top-ranked college. I want to highlight the research opportunities that our students are able to do at UC San Diego. For 10 years in a row, we've received over $1 billion in research funding, a lot of which students are able to use to conduct research. You can be in any year and participate in any major and do research at UC San Diego. It's why a lot of students come here. Also want to highlight that aside from the labs and the patents and things that students have accomplished as alum from UC San Diego, we are also a top-ranked surf school. Again, won't go through too many of our rankings, but just know UC San Diego is highly ranked. We also have a very unique college system here at UC San Diego. You can be in any major and be in any one of our 7 colleges. So it's a really good way to kind of break our larger campus down into smaller communities. We like to think of our colleges as neighborhoods here at UC San Diego. All of them are set up essentially the same, but you will get a different experience in each different college. They all have their own dining halls and residence halls, traditions, things like that, academic advising, but then they also have their own specific traditions and things that make them a bit different. Again, if you want more information about our colleges, definitely go to our admissions website. Okay, and the next up, just wanted to highlight some student life and things to do here on campus at UC San Diego. As you can see, we have over 600 plus student organizations and clubs. We have over 40 Greek organizations. Our athletics teams have just transitioned to Division I as of this year. So that's something we're also very excited about. We have really good sports teams, especially men's basketball, as you see pictured here. And then some of our major campus events that we have year round. Spirit Night, as you can see a photo down on the left. This is a big festival that we have in the spring quarter every year. Students really look forward to it. It's a really good time at UC San Diego. We have Spirit Night, which is like homecoming basketball games, Meet the Beach, welcome week event where we, essentially have, party on the beach. So again, UC San Diego is a very fun place and also a good place to study. Okay, next up we have some first year requirements for admission. We saw some questions in the chat about the GPA requirement. It is a 3.4 for non-resident students. Again, if you have more questions, visit this website, you see it at the top. But just know at UC San Diego, we do a holistic review of our first year applications, which means we do not just consider one factor. It's not just your GPA or your test score. Again, the test score or test requirement, has changed. We are now test optional like the other UCs. But again, it's not based on one factor. We will also look at these things here in blue. Your personal insight questions, for example, these are your short essay questions where you will pick 4 out of 8 questions to answer in less than 350 words. So again, when you apply to UC San Diego, definitely take advantage of the fact that every part of the application is important. Speaking of the application, it is open now for all of the UC campuses. You can apply at this website up above. This is the timeline, so make sure for my seniors in the audience, you get your applications in by November 30th, and then you will receive a decision from us sometime in mid-March saying congratulations, you have been admitted to UC San Diego. And I know we only have a short amount of time here, so I don't want to hog the time from someone else, so I'm going to go ahead and put this slide back up. Again, if you have more questions or want to sign up for a virtual advising session, again, this is a one-on-one conversation with an admissions officer like myself. You can do so. Go ahead and take a picture or screenshot this slide here. And with that, Annabelle, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to the next school. Thank you, guys.
Great, thank you so much. Our next institution is California State University Maritime Academy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Sendejas. I'm the Southern California Enrollment Counselor for Cal Maritime. We are part of the California State University system, so we are CSU. There's a beautiful picture of our campus here. What we offer is very program-specific degree programs, career-specific degree programs. So we're a hybrid of 2 worlds. The Maritime Academy, so we're one of 7 Maritime Academies. We're the only one on the West Coast, the best coast. We're also the best dressed California State University. We're the only Cal State where students wear uniforms, but we are not a military school. So we are a very specific type of university. All of our students wear uniforms because we started out as the California Nautical School. But the uniform is a work uniform. It is not a military uniform. There's no saluting, push-ups, or sit-ups on our campus. We do have a 500-foot training ship available for our engineering and marine transportation students, and we'll talk a little bit more about our majors moving forward. We're the smallest Cal State, 925 students altogether, 18 average class size. All of our students have the opportunity to get to know and be mentored by one of our faculty. We are located 30 minutes north of Berkeley in the Bay Area, 1 hour from San Francisco, straight across the bay. There's actually a ferry from Vallejo that takes you into San Francisco. So this is a very picturesque campus, very intimate with all of the treatments of a Cal State. So we are really hands-on type of learning. We have labs, simulators. All of our students do an internship before graduating, and travel is part of the degree requirements for graduation. About 90% of our students are employed in their job, and we have a 98% job placement rate for our graduating seniors. These are our 7 programs. Again, so the smallest Cal State in the CSU. International business with a focus on logistics, global studies, and maritime affairs. Oceanography is our most science-based program. Mechanical engineering, same top of the line ME program you're going to get from a Cal State, with the difference that you'll have access to 500-foot training ship with 2 diesel engines that you really get to have your hands in, maintenance, and really get to know how engines work. Facilities engineering technology and marine engineering technology is systems engineering, and marine transportation is how to navigate ships. So these last 4 programs have the opportunity to travel on board the ship, but they also come with the licensing required from the Coast Guard to be able to be an engineer on board a ship or to navigate. Just like you need a license to drive a car, you need a license to drive a ship, but you're not enlisting. It's a certification. It's not part of joining the military. All of our students are considered cadets. This is where the uniform comes in. There is some grooming standards, formation, watch. So we are a little bit more structured than our neighboring Cal states. But again, not the military. So we're not tearing you down or build you back up. It really is about teaching you professionalism on our campus. You're going to have multiple opportunities to be a leader. So these are different, what we call the triad for leadership. So you can be a leader in the residence halls, in our student government, or in the Corps of Cadets. All of our students travel internationally, whether it's on board the ship your very first summer with us as an engineer or marine transportation student, or your sophomore summer as an international business, global studies, or oceanography student. And that trip is about 3 or 4 weeks. And the idea is that if we're teaching you international business and you've never been outside of the US, are we really teaching you international business? No. So we want you to experience that. We want you to be able to attend international business symposiums, talk about how international trade affects different ports in different countries, and run studies across the world, across the different oceans for oceanography. We're going to be looking at your A through G requirements. So being from the Las Vegas area, these are the requirements that we're talking about when we talk about the A through G. Important deadlines, please make sure that you're applying to the FAFSA. That's how we get all your financial aid information. And we are part of the WUI program for Cal Maritime. So you don't pay full out-of-state tuition if you're coming from Nevada. You do get a discounted rate, and it's automatically applied when you apply. Application. Our applications open October 1st through now December 4th. And if you apply by October 31st, we have early decisions. So we can let you know if you can be admitted right away. If you can't, we actually put you back into the applicant pool, run you again, and give you a second look at your application. So it's like looking at your application twice, and you will know by February 1st if you're admitted or declined from Cal Maritime. For first-time freshmen, if you submit before October 31st, that's the optimal deadline because we'll get back to you December 15th. Next week, we're having a preview week, and we are hosting Zoom opportunities for all of our departments. So for marine transportation, mechanical engineering, they're all going to be hosting roundtable discussions about the major and what it's like to be a student at Cal Maritime and how we can help you along the way. We are not just about getting you to graduation. We are definitely about getting you into that first job right after. And these are some nice things that people have said about this. We're #1 in public university in California for alumni earning 10 years after graduation, and #1 public regional college in the West. And I'll come back to the information here. Please send me an email for any questions. And we're also doing virtual student and family meetings for our incoming students. So back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you for the information again. At this time, again, the representatives are available to answer any questions you may have. Please just drop those in the Q&A. They're here to answer your questions. If you have questions specific to an institution, please add their name to the question. I know we still have a little bit of time left. If the representatives can actually come back online, and I just want to kind of throw the question out there. If you would like to share any special traditions or special that are, I guess, your favorite traditions in regards to connected to your institution. I know each campus is very unique, and there may be some special things happening at your campus. So, I'll just ask if you would like to share maybe 30 seconds, 30, 40 seconds, any special traditions or your favorite traditions that happen on your campus. And we can go ahead and start based on how we presented. So UC Davis, if you want to go first.
Sure. Yeah, so I can share probably our biggest tradition. We have a whole bunch, and we have like a booklet for incoming students to learn about all the different traditions. Some of them are very easy, but definitely our biggest is going to be called Picnic Day. So that happens in the spring. It kind of kicks off the spring quarter. The weather starts warming up. And essentially, Picnic Day is this massive campus-wide, actually community-wide event where students, community members, and people from outside, so This is a massive event that brings 50,000 visitors to Davis, which that's basically doubles our population in town. And we just have hundreds of different exhibits, different booths. You can milk a cow or a goat. You can pet animals. We have a wiener dog race. You can learn more about all kinds of different academic departments on campus. Lots of different vendors come to campus. Our marching band competes with local collegiate marching bands in the Battle of the Bands and our beautiful Arboretum. So there's a lot of different aspects to it. We couldn't hold it this year, of course, because 50,000 visitors to town in the midst of a pandemic's not great, but hopefully we'll be able to continue it in the future because we've had it for over 100 years.
Yeah. So that sounds like so much fun, especially just being able to kind of build community, as well. UC Merced?
Yes, so our tradition for when students, see the arches right behind me, this is called the new beginning. So when students start their career at our campus, their first year, they walk through these arches this way. And then once they graduate, they walk the opposite way. So the opposite directions, meaning that the beginning of their college career and the beginning of the professional career or whatever they do after they graduate from our college. So that's been going on. And one of the fun facts about this arches here, from the bottom to the top here is the same size that it's dug in the bottom. So they're both balanced it out in that sense. So kind of cool.
Yeah, nice fun fact. Absolutely. UC Irvine?
Yeah, ours is kind of an accidental one. So the picture I was kind of alluding to in my presentation was the world's largest dodgeball game. And the way it started that was that our student government and student body decided they wanted to break a Guinness Book of World Records. So a few years ago, they got it together and had the world's largest dodgeball game. Well, the year after that, for some reason, University of Alberta decided to break our record. So they had the world's largest dodgeball game at the following year. So obviously we had to reclaim the title. So then the next year, we obviously had to organize more students to have another world record so we can actually break that record. And then subsequently after that, we ended up having to break other world records. So we decided to do the world's largest squirt gun fight, the world's largest capture the flag, and the world's largest pillow fight. So the last couple of years, we've obviously been trying to do that. But of course, with this past year, obviously you don't want to get into any large gathering of any sort, unfortunately. So hopefully once students are able to return and it's safe, we can obviously have more student initiated kind of fun like that.
Oh, that sounds so much fun. Yes, I know the students would love to be able to, come together and continue on with those traditions. That is wonderful. UC San Diego?
Yeah, those all sound like very awesome events. Here at UC San Diego, the one that students definitely rave about is definitely Sun God Festival. And I kind of talked about it earlier when I had our student event slide up. But it's definitely like the best time of year for a student at UC San Diego. It's during the spring quarter, so it's towards the end of the year. For seniors, it's like, close to graduation. We've had some very big name like performers come. Drake, Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg. I mean, like the list goes on and on. So it's a really good time. Now it's closed off just for our specific campus community. Before it was open to the public. So now it's even better. It's even more exclusive. But yeah, Sun God is really fun. Again, if you're a student at UC San Diego, you're going to get to go to, at least 4 Sun Gods, hopefully, and you're going to have a great time. So.
Wonderful. And Maritime?
Yeah, so one of the very first traditions that you get to do on campus is when you come onto orientation, of course, your family comes with you. So we have what's called the capping ceremony. The uniforms are a big part of our community. So we go on and have your family or your significant other or someone who's come along with you put on your Cal Maritime cap for the very first time, signifying your beginning on campus. So it's very emotional for parents. You see moms cry and, kind of see them move into, now you're moving into this kind of adulthood situation and saying goodbye to everyone, and they're proud, and it's a proud moment, but it's also a sad moment. And then this year, we actually mailed all the caps out to all of our admitted students and so that the family still had that opportunity to cap their cadet. And they had their pictures sent in, and we put them on our Instagram. So we still try and continue that tradition. It was just a little bit more personal. It was, you know, in your backyard or with your close family, so it was nice.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for, sharing all of those wonderful traditions, especially with our attendees. I know, when they're starting to try to find that, right fit and, starting to build that community amongst, different colleges to see what's the right fit for them. Those traditions really open a good perspective into what their experience may look like as well. So thank you for sharing that. And if there's no other questions from our attendees, I just want to make sure I thank the panelists for their time and the information about their institution. At this time, I would also like to thank you all for joining us and learning about these great institutions as well. So when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And also, this was just one of the many sessions happening. So please feel free to sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this recording and any other recordings of the sessions that you've attended in the past as well in the same place where you registered. So again, thank you for joining us and thank you for the panelists.